All right. How do I sound, everybody? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know. Mic check right at the start because I'm pretty sure I set it up right, but I'm not sure. So let me know. Give me like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And I'm seeing immediately what people are thinking. All right, we're good. We're good. Yes, we got the corn shirt, man. Let's see. I mean, what you guys have already put in here. That race sucked. Hella mid. 4 out of 10. That race was mid. I like the Cornberg. Let me know out of 10. What do you think of this race? I'm seeing 5s. I did see a thumbs up for me. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. I will for sure read that. Dale Jr. got to meet Michael Roots. That's a good thing we're having him on this week. He can tell us all about how Dale fangirled over meeting Michael. 8 out of 10 here. 4, 5, 3.4. I see what you did there. 6.5, kind of mid. Heim has graduated from the truck series. Yes, unfortunately, his tires haven't. Let's go into the 2025 MillerTech Battery 200. It was not Heim time. It was about to be Heim time, but it is now not Heim time. So looking at it, this was 80 laps, 4 cautions for 24 laps, 3.64 seconds. The margin of victory, hour 43 and 17 seconds, and 7 lead changes on the day. This actually is like, I think, the longest truck race at Pocono. Because I remember a few years ago, one was like 70 minutes. It was insane. Lane Riggs gets the victory tonight in the Pocono Mountains. He wins over Tanner Gray, which, by the way, Lane Riggs got the fastest lap and won stage 1. So awesome points for him on the day, especially since we're 4 races away from the truck playoffs, even though it's like 2 months away. Truck series schedule. Gotta love it. From there, we got Caden Honeycutt in 3rd, Brandon Jones in 4th, Daniel Hemrick 5th, then Connor Mosak, Chandler Smith, Stuart Friesen, Ty Majeski, and Raja Karuth, the top 10. Gio Ruggiero comes home 11th, Luke Baldwin 12th, Carson Hocevar recovers up to a 13th place finish on the day. Then Jack Wood and Patrick Emmerling, the top 15. Andres Perez in 16th. Enfinger, Rhodes, Muniz, and Mills, the top 20. Nathan Bird comes home with a 21st place finish. Tony Breidinger in 22nd. Tyler Tomasi comes home in 23rd in the 69 truck. Nice. It was Heim time until it wasn't. Corey Heim comes home after leading 48 of the 80 laps, comes home in the 24th spot. Spencer Boyd, last one, the lead lap in 25th. 2 laps down for Ankrum in 26th. Same for Crafton in 27th. 4 down for Garcia in 28th. And the rest of these guys were out. Those being in 29th, Dawson Sutton, Clayton Green 30th, Connor Jones 31st, Dawson Cram 32nd, Cody Dennison comes home 33rd, Norm Benning 34th. Got parked by NASCAR, just too damn good for the crowd. And Brian Dowsett, I believe it is, 35th. And last, we will have the finishing order on the bottom here. And I will also go over, because they actually put it up, credit to Fox, they put it up after a 1-question race-winning interview. The playoff standings, you got your 7 winners now. Grant Enfinger plus 50 in 8th, Caden Honeycutt plus 45 in 9th. If there are no new winners, I highly doubt that anyone is going to get above them. Ty Majeski plus 10 in 10th. And from there, Jake Garcia will be the man battling him, at least it looks like, down the stretch in 11th. Of course, down by 10. And then the rest of these guys need wins. Gio Ruggiero's minus 58, minus 60 for Ben Rhodes, 83 back for Tanner Gray. The cut line battle has gotten pretty simple in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. But you also, again, you have to remember, and I'm looking at it right now, the schedule the rest of the way. We got Lime Rock next week, IRP at the end of July, and then August races, 2 in a row at Watkins Glen and Richmond. A lot can happen in that time. But enough about the future, enough about the stuff that could happen or is going to happen. Let's talk about what happened today. I want to be honest, the first 2 stages were as chalk mid boring as they come. Heim won the second stage. Riggs won the first one. And it's so simplified that I can just skip over half the race. We really don't even have to talk about it. I'm looking through, and the only big moment that happened was Cody Dennison had a flat tire heading into one that ended stage one prematurely, like a lap and a half early. That was it. That was the only difference that we, I think, saw from stage one to stage two. Like, there's the only thing that happened. Heim led the way for the most part, and the only reason he didn't win stage one is because he pit early. There was really nothing to talk about, in my opinion. And to me, and I want to poll you guys on this. So let's put a poll out there while we're thinking about it. Should stage cautions remain in trucks? Because I think that was the biggest thing that caused the first part of this race to be so just terrible. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. The first part of this race was so fucking boring. So let's put it out there. Let's put the poll out there and see what you want. I personally think stage cautions don't need to be in the truck series. If you wanted, even if it's just Pocono, take the cautions off and just add 10 laps to the race. You'll get the same run time, basically. That's the way that I am for it. Should they remain? Hell no. No, they should not. Because like I said, this looks like a good amount of notes under the finishing order. Most of it is just the stock pole sitter, stage finishes, first lap, and restart. Just in case something happens, I always keep track of those. Nothing happened. Nothing happened in the first two stages outside of that flat tire. So, like, why not at least make it a full-on strategy race? I would assume there'd be cautions. It's a truck series. I don't see the need for it. Like, I get it in the Cup Series too, when like TV is such a major part payment-wise more than the lower series. And I even get it in Xfinity too, right? I can understand it even if I don't want it. The truck series, I just don't get it. I think the races are too short, man. The races are too short, in my opinion, to throw arbitrary cautions out there and basically slow down the race. I mean, yeah, they burned up 30% of the second stage due to the yellow with the stage caution. And I get that they were also, probably doing some cleanup a little bit with the flat tire that Dennison had, but I feel like the truck series would be so much better at some of these bigger strategy tracks if we let the strategy play out. And that goes in general, but the truck series, the races are so short. This is an 80-lap race, and we had 2 foreshore cautions in the first 40 laps in the first half of it. Luckily, at least the second half of the race had a little bit of intrigue, a little bit, we had a big one with 33 to go, a big enough one, at least. Enfinger enters into the tunnel turn 3 wide, starts bouncing off trucks, gets into the 18, and it's on. That's the reason that Sutton, Green, Connor Jones were all out of this thing. I can't really say much more, and I'm not surprised that any driver in the truck series outside of maybe like Corey Heim and then a Cup guy coming down would make that kind of move. I'm also surprised that, and maybe it's because they didn't interview him, but I'm also surprised that Connor Jones didn't do something stupid. I'm not gonna lie, the kid's really good at doing stupid things. I'm really surprised. I would have loved to have heard his radio. I don't know. Maybe he'd be as much of a potty mouth as Matt Crafton was. And I saw that super chat earlier. Yeah, I mean, and Noah Coleman has all of them that were involved right here. The 9, the 18, 22, 26, 44, and Ben Rhodes was also involved. So there was stuff that happened right off the bat. And to be fair, the next restart, Jake Garcia crashes. He bounced, he kind of bounced off a few trucks, gets into the one, goes around off of the bumper of the 98 when he checks up in front of him. I don't think there's anything really that could have been done there for Majeski, personally. I think it's just, stock kind of thing here. I think it was just a racing deal, right? I think it was just, nowhere to go, goes around like that, I'm not going to pass a bunch of blame. The interesting part comes with the final restart, and it almost has nothing to do initially with anything on the track. So Corey Heim was dominant. This is Corey Heim's race. Corey Heim should be in victory lane right now. He was far and away the best one out there. Carson Hocevar stuck with him, but it was clear the 11 had control of this race. It was full on Heim time. But right before they get it back going, you hear like that radio call, like, do I have a flat tire? Somebody check for me. TV shows it, and credit to Fox on this. I'm not a big fan of Fox, but I think such a short broadcast outside of just a little too many commercials, which is normal for cable these days. Like, honestly, it wasn't horrible. And credit to them on the great camera view. They zoomed in on it, and it was clear the right rear was down on the 11. He had to go in and pit, and he comes back to what, 24th on the day? There's a huge missed opportunity. This has been a season of missed opportunities for Corey Heim. He probably should have 3, 4, maybe 5 more wins at this point, which is insane to say because he's been so damn dominant this season. But he has to pull off, which hands control the race to Lane Riggs, who is second, who's on the front row with him. Though Carson Hocevar, I don't think, knows that, or at least didn't act like he knew that. He ends up going on the front row in the place of the 11, takes off like a bat out of hell. The only thing that's a problem is he wasn't the control truck. So he gets a black flag, has to commit a pass-through penalty. And I think he's able to get what? 13th, I see on the bottom there I put. So, I mean, he has a slight recovery, but he's a cup guy in the truck series. He's going for wins and nothing more. And the two dominant guys, the two fastest trucks of the day, they choke. At least the 7 did. I won't say Heim did because a flat tire isn't a choke. It's just the universe hating you. The Hocevar choked. I think a choke job of not knowing the rules is a choke job. I can't say Heim did, so I take that back. I should not lump him in there. Heim just had horrible luck. And you know what the crazy thing is? Corey Heim, I have the wins list on my phone here. Corey Heim is tied for 10th all-time with Matt Crafton at 15 wins in this series. He should have, at minimum, 3 more. He should be 7th all-time right now. I think he should definitively be. I think if he didn't have as much trouble as he had this year, plus the wins we know he's going to get along the way, he can be right up there with guys like Johnny Sauter and Todd Bodine, Dennis Setzer. Like that, the who's who of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. But hey, sometimes not your day, bad luck. Or you just choke like Hocevar did. That was just the dumbest move. Didn't we just have this a couple races ago or a couple weekends ago in one of the series where like somebody did the same thing? You would think that the drivers and the teams would know the rules at this point. And it seemed like based on his post-race interview, Lane Riggs didn't know that he was a control truck either. And he's like, I don't know what the 7 was doing there or like whatever. I think he went early. And I'm like, Lane, yeah, he went early because you were supposed to go. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I get it's a truck series. I get these guys, are new and they're going to learn the rules as they go, but it was pretty damn interesting. Lane Riggs gets the lead from the 7's self-made misfortune, goes on to run the fastest lap, fastest truck out there, wins the race. A win that I think, in my opinion, was very much coming down the pipeline. So now, I mean, you're looking at the leaderboard and he is leapfrogged up to the 3rd place on the playoff board, and holy Jesus, I just looked at the playoff points on that graphic again because I was only looking at like the plus or minus. Lane Riggs is 3rd with playoff points with 9, and Chandler Smith has 11. Corey Heim has freaking 32. Holy Jesus. You had those 32, and he's going to get more in the next 4 races. With, I believe it's a 15 that the first place guy gets. Oh, man. He'll be in the final 4, and then he'll dominate this whole year, be the absolute best, have the insane stat line he's had, and come home 4th in the championship because it's NASCAR's stupid system. That's insane, man. That's just absolutely insane how good he's been. But congrats to Lane Riggs. I think a well-deserved win. I get he wasn't the dominant guy. He was probably the 3rd best truck out there all race long. Clean air, I think, helped at the end make him so fast. But you can't control the misfortune of others, and you can't control others making dumb moves. So, hey, man, good on him. Good on him for the win. And he got better at the end of last year, and I think he's going to get better at the end of this year too. So, especially with those short tracks coming up. Yeah, now watch he gets DQ'd. I'm not going live if anyone gets DQ'd unless it's something major in the cup race. I'll just say that. Looking at the super chats here, SW with the 199 says Matt Crafton making dolphin noises. That's right. Well, you know what? That is the next sounder. I'm going to write that down right now. Dolphin noise sounder. That I have to make that the next sound clip that we use for the podcast coming up. Like that has to be. But that was funny as hell. I think he was talking about Norm Benning. And all jokes aside, Norm, and I think like the 28 truck too, was insanely terrible today. NASCAR parked them both like after 5 laps for how slow they were. And they didn't go back out. Or I think Norm tried to go back out and was even slower. And so they brought him back in. Yeah, spam Dolphins in the chat. Why the hell not? Andrew Winslow with the 2 here. Corey Himes, tire is the little cow. True. And then Snappy, how's it going, man? For the 5 says, I'll be at Lime Rock next week, which means one thing. I won't have to see any Fox coverage for over a month. Gonna be at the Arca Shit Show too. You lucky duck. Yeah, you're gonna be like, well, you're gonna be about 5 weeks of no Fox coverage. God, that has to be amazing. That has to be so damn amazing. So did you see what Moobs did for 1,000 likes on his stream? No, I did not. Let me know. Is it on Twitter? Because I can look up his Twitter really quick if it's on there. Just because I will be fully honest, I have outside of when I do my own stuff, I have not. He showed his feet. That's gonna be on a website somewhere. Yeah, no. you could not. Was it like does he like driving a sim rig and he showed his feet, or was he just show his feet to show his feet? Like what? Andrew, Squidward smells nice. I like that. The SpongeBob memes will flow gloriously on these streams. I wasn't it good? I thought he said good on it. Oh, damn, Dan Schneider loves moobs now. Oh man, only moobs is now a thing. We're finally a thing. Yeah. I can't wait to have him on this week. This is gonna be what the podcast is on my channel this Wednesday for those of you who want to tune into the craziness. I totally have to get that clip of him too. The initial clip he sent to us with the Jimmy Johnson interview. Because it's just like I get we've shown it on the show before, obviously, or it's been online, from that. But that show happened 5 years ago. There's a lot of y'all that were not around back then, and hell, I think at that time I had like 30,000 subscribers, and now we're closing in on 88,000. So, nematodes are people too. Okay. All right. We're going off the rails here, y'all. We'll be live tomorrow after the Xfinity race, which I pray to God will be better. And then we will also be live after the Cup race. And of course, Wednesday night on this channel, NWP, Michael Root's coming on. Going to be a lot of fun. Short stream tonight, but hey, nothing freaking happened. Can you blame me? The fact that you got 20 minutes out of me is insane. But thank you guys for coming on in. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Have fun. And I'll see you tomorrow. Later, y'all.